So I was thinking about showing my bread making process, and I was kind of like, am I really qualified to do that? Like, making bread takes like years of practice. They have like 1,000-year-old starters. And I'm like, what can I contribute? But then I also thought, like, what do those people have that I don't have besides years of experience? I have like 1 or 2 years of experience making bread. So is what I would have said, because I filmed this video before and I tried making bread and talking to the camera at the same time. It didn't work. But anyway, I still think that no one is better than me or you just because they've been doing something for a long time. It's just as valid for me to talk about making bread as it is for Betty Crocker. Is Betty Crocker a real person? I don't know. Anyway, this video is not about bread making. It's about imposter syndrome. And it would be really silly if I used the footage of me stumbling over my words while making bread. I feel like it would defeat the purpose, but I will put it in there as B-roll. What is imposter syndrome? The reason I'm making this video is because it's something I feel like I've been struggling with for most of my career, and also a lot of my friends who are also developers struggle with it a lot and ask me for advice about it. I'm no expert, but I feel like I have kind of been able to slow it down at least, or put the bouts of imposter syndrome fewer and far between. I'm not like a psychiatrist or a therapist. Number 1 rule, go to therapy. Number 2, watch my video. Maybe flip those around though. I don't know. Watch the video first, finish watching the video, and then get on psychologytoday.com and find a therapist. But for now, keep watching the video. Keep watching it. According to Wikipedia, I'm doing research now. Actually, no, I did Wikipedia research in my first video. I thought about reading a paper about it, but then I was like, this is a vlog. It ain't that serious. I'm not ContraPoints. But I could be. I'm feeling like an imposter right now as far as being a YouTuber. Focus. Anyway, according to Wikipedia, imposter syndrome is when you doubt your skills, accomplishments, talents, and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. And I learned that a lot of people suffer from this. It's not just me and my friends, which I thought helped to know some famous people that I thought were cool that have talked about having imposter syndrome, like Michelle Obama, Tom Hanks, Andre 3000, and this next person. We have more in common than just having a dump truck. Kim Kardashian, she even suffers from it. Kim Kardashian, of all people, crazy. But my point is, just because you feel like an imposter doesn't mean you're not talented, successful, blah, blah, blah. It's probably in your head, or a little bit of foreshadowing. It could be external. That's a good segue, actually. So my first really bad bout of imposter syndrome, I think, was when I was working at Spot Hero. So my first job was at a small startup, and it was my first iOS job was at a small startup, and my senior developer / boss was super encouraging. He made me feel smart. He if I was stuck on something, he would help me, but he if I took a long time to figure something out or made a mistake, he was pretty cool about correcting me and taught me the right way to do things without making me feel bad about myself. Spot Hero was kind of the opposite. It was I kind of worked under 2 very good, very experienced, very smart but also very critical and a little insecure senior developers, one more than the other. In software development, when you finish writing some code, you do what's called a pull request, which means you request that your code get pulled into the main code base. And before that, it has to be reviewed by at least some of the other engineers on the team. And in my first job, we actually didn't really do much code review. I actually convinced them to start doing code review, but people would pretty much just like look at it, maybe leave 1 or 2 comments, and we'd merge it in. At my second job, I was the only iOS developer, so I got no comments when I made a pull request because no one knew iOS development. And my third job, which was Spot Hero, was a very big difference. Every time I would like open up a pull request, it would be like comment after comment after comment after comment, just like sometimes like 100 comments on one pull request. It was just not out of the ordinary to get a poop ton of comments on a small to medium pull request, which while I knew they had the best intentions, they just wanted to make the code better. They wanted to help me learn. They would kind of a lot of the comments were constructive, but a lot of them were kind of just pedantic, just like kind of nitpicky things. And seeing that every time I pushed up code, like just comment after comment, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, kind of made me feel like I wasn't as good of a developer as I thought I was, which was kind of a wake-up call, but not in a way that motivated me to get better. It did the opposite. I feel like I lost my like joy of programming at that job. I lost like how it made me feel to like build something. It was like, I'm just doing this for a paycheck, and I just would tune out their comments. So at a certain point, I don't feel like I was learning. And not until like I had like left and went back to my original company did I kind of realize that while a lot of their comments were constructive, and I brought some of that back to my original company, I try not to be as critical, but a little bit more stringent on the code review. So I definitely learned things, but after leaving that company, I kind of felt that maybe they were being mean and maybe I don't suck. Because I went back to that company and was working with more encouraging people. So basically the point of that ramble was to say, look at your support system. If you're feeling like an imposter, see if it's really you. Because like, to be frank, maybe you could improve. You always can improve in anything. This conversation is not software dependent. In anything like with like knitting, I always feel like I can do better. I remember when I made my second project, it was a cardigan for my grandma for Christmas, and I posted a picture of it in like a knitting Discord, and yes, those exist. And someone was like, I don't know if you did this on purpose, but all your purl stitches are twisted. And they knew that it wasn't on purpose. It was like, they knew I didn't know what I was doing, but it was helpful criticism, and I appreciated it. They did it in a nice way. So sometimes that stuff can be helpful, but even like the nice thing kind of made me feel bad. And that's, and yeah, if like constructive criticism makes you feel bad, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like, even if like criticism sucks, to hear that you're not doing something right, and can contribute to imposter syndrome a lot. And my point is, just if you're feeling like that, see what it feels like. See how people are treating you. Just like kind of look outside of yourself, kind of take yourself out of it, and think about how is the external stuff coming at me, and see if that is causing it. And that helped me. If I don't know, I hope it can help you a little bit. And another external thing that I think can exacerbate your imposter syndrome is capitalism. I'm still doing that leftist stuff. I bring it up in every video. What am I talking about? Capitalism puts a lot of value on your output. Like, if I wasn't doing well at work, I felt like, oh, I'm not a good person. I'm not a successful person. And I feel like capitalism kind of puts a lot of pressure on us to feel like our output reflects on us as a person. And it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Like, your job probably isn't that, well, I won't speak for you, but my job is not that important. I make iPhone apps for a bank. It's really not a big deal. And if I'm not doing well at it, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't make me a bad person. But in the past, I felt like being an iOS developer was so tied to my like self-worth that I would kind of like, if I wasn't doing well at work, it would really make me feel bad about myself. And I think that's a lot to do with capitalism, because if you feel bad because you're not working enough or working well enough, it'll make you work harder and it'll keep your cog turning. But I'm gonna hop off my socialist soapbox. But yeah, I feel like I hope that like kind of helped someone. Just kind of talking about my own thing, because like imposter syndrome is a tough thing. It makes you feel like at least it makes me feel like real trash. And like with this like YouTube channel, like I made like 2 videos like 2 years ago and was just like scared to turn on the camera and talk to it, because I didn't want to feel like, oh, I felt like if I start making these videos, they're gonna suck anyway. People are gonna know that I suck and I'm not funny and I'm not cool and I'm not Noah Samson, and they're gonna be mad and they're gonna turn off the video. But you're still watching, so that's good. Yeah, this one is I feel like I was like talking to my therapist about YouTube videos, and yeah, like first time I recorded this, I was like, yeah, it was like kind of therapeutic, and I'm feeling that again. I don't know why I keep referencing that other recording that you're never gonna see. You're never gonna see it. It was bad. Like if you think this is bad, imagine that one. When I have a Patreon, maybe I'll put it up. You can see me struggle to talk while I'm measuring yeast and water and flour. I will show the bread though. B-roll of the bread. It turned out pretty good. It was tasty. I put eggs on top of it for breakfast. That was fire. Now I'm just rambling, but that's kind of what I do on this channel, I guess now. But yeah, what was my point? Is that imposter syndrome is not your fault. If you feel like an imposter, that's okay. I do too. I do right now, but it's okay because you're not. If Kim Kardashian's not an imposter, you're not. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, also I wanted to talk about like a few things that that kind of helped me, besides just kind of looking outside of my bubble and seeing like what are the things causing it that are external to me besides my broken brain. Another thing, and this is a little bit of a stock response, but therapy, and your support system, and hopefully this video. I like talking about this stuff, so if you're struggling with it, send me a DM on my Instagram. And also I've found that like practice at whatever you're trying to learn really helps. I felt like a lot less of an imposter at my job when I was like making apps outside of work and learning things. I know no one wants to work outside of work, but if you're doing something you like, it makes sense to practice. Well, and it doesn't have to be work. It could be your hobbies. I made lots of squares when I was learning to crochet, and it made me feel much more like a crochet girly, like I've always wanted to be. So, I think that's all I had to say. I think I should make a bread video though, but one where I'm not talking, because it was a mess. It was bad. It wasn't good. It looked very silly. A lot of long pauses, a lot of just confused looks at the camera. It was not pretty. Oh man, I'm gonna have to add that in as B-roll, aren't I? Are you gonna ask about it? But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell. What are the other things? Yeah, that's it. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on GitHub. Or don't follow me on GitHub. I don't have any other social media. Thanks for watching. Bye, finger guns. One time, my ex, Kelly, said that she matched with a guy on Tinder and they never met up. And then she ran into him in her school's library. And she just like looked at him and gave him the finger guns and then ran away. Oh God, it's funny. Hope she sees this. That's good story. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Don't forget. Hit that bell. Bye.